and stand with me. We are part of history. Let's write the book for all to see. Let's make this chapter great. Carpe diem. Let's seize this day. Respect the place that you call home. Respect the land in which you roam. Respect the country you were born. Let's take it back. Respect reform. Hold on to freedom, hold on to hope. Don't give them slack, don't give them rope. Don't walk and hang your head in shame. Be proud, stand tall, and we will reign. Here it comes the rain again. Upon our island shore. Sometimes to keep the weather out, we must close our doors. Fly the flag and raise your hands. Make Britain great, make Ireland grand. Remember how it used to be. Now fly your flags and sing with me. Take me back to yesterday. We didn't care for whom you pray. When streets were safe where children play. When life costs less, since then we've paid. Take me back to yesteryear. When a fiver brought you crisps and beer. And you could hear the country cheer. For what we love, what we hold dear. Here it comes the rain again. Upon our island shore. Sometimes to keep the weather out, we must close our doors. Fly the flag and raise your hands. Make Britain great, make Ireland grand. Remember how it used to be. Now fly your flags and sing with me. Fly your flags and sing with me. Here it comes the rain again. Upon our island shore. Sometimes to keep the weather out, we must close the door. Fly the flag and raise your hands. Make Britain great, make Ireland grand. Remember how it used to be. Now fly your flags and stand with me. We are part of history. Let's write the book for all to see. Let's make this chapter great. Carpe diem. Let's seize this day. Respect the place that you call home. Respect the land in which you roam. Respect the country you were born. Let's take it back. Respect reform. Hold on to freedom, hold on to hope. Don't give them slack, don't give them rope. Don't walk and hang your head in shame. Be proud, stand tall, and we will reign. Here it comes the rain again. Upon our island shore. Sometimes to keep the weather out, we must close our doors. Fly the flag and raise your hands. Make Britain great, make Ireland grand. Remember how it used to be. Now fly your flags and sing with me. Take me back to yesterday. We didn't care for whom you pray. When streets were safe where children play. When life costs less since then we've paid. Take me back to yesteryear. When a fiver brought you crisps and beer. And you could hear the country cheer. For what we love, what we hold dear. Here it comes the rain again. Upon our island shore. Sometimes to keep the weather out, we must close our doors. Fly the flag and raise your hands. Make Britain great, make Ireland grand. Remember how it used to be. Now fly your flags and sing with me. Fly your flags and sing with Here it comes the rain again. Upon our island shore. Sometimes to keep the weather out, we must close the door. Fly the flag and raise your hands. Make Britain great, make Ireland grand.
Hey guys, it's that time of the week again. Welcome to a conversation with Neil Stevens. We've done 54 episodes of this podcast, 54 episodes that are focused on local issues that affect you. And we know that Exeter needs change. We know that Devon needs change. And tonight, we're going to focus on one of the biggest changes that Exeter, that Devon has faced in decades. So whatever your politics, Our topic tonight, which is local government reorganization, will affect each and every one of you. We're not going to tell you what to think. We're just going to discuss and have a conversation about what's happening. We'd love to hear your questions, and we'll talk about your comments. So, Neil, let's kick it off, shall we?
Yeah, it was nice, steady. It's just two councillors today, and obviously Rob, Nat. Hope you have a good meal with your family. Nat will be back on next week. So we've had a bit of a slide change, a little bit more upgraded. We're working on that. So we're saying Exeter needs change. We'll go on to that. Right, what are we doing? So tonight we're going to talk about LGR, Local Government Reorganisation. Now I'm going to be the person who's trying to explain to you in layman terms. I'm still understanding it myself, but it's going to affect everybody in Devon. I have my personal views on this, and as the show develops, I will bring out my views. Okay, so local government reorganisation means replacing the current two-tier council system with a larger unity councils. Right, now what do we have right now? We have Devon County Council, we have district councils, we have Exeter City Council. Sorry, Tony, I had a bit of a frog in my throat there.
Oh, can't imagine why now.
Okay, Plymouth and Torbay. So this is the structure right now. The government, the Labour government, all right, they want fewer councils. Now, you know, we can have our own vision on this, and I'll come back to that. Right, so the statement aims, or the stated aims are basically simpler services, less duplication, which I cannot disagree with because I think Exeter is too much duplication, a better efficiency, we'll investigate this conversation, and better value. So better value, that's my biggest thing. So going on to it, Exeter City can't run and keep their budget tight. Devon County Council can't keep their budget tight. So what we're doing, we're flipping and doing more councils. As we develop that, we'll see where it goes from there.
Okay, thanks a lot for that intro, Neil. And hey, when I kicked this off tonight, I mentioned that this podcast is all about the community. So yeah, it is about the community. And like Neil said, local government reorganization, which we term LGR, is going to affect everyone. Now, on this podcast, we'd just like to summarize these bullets here by saying this is your experience, okay? Your chance to talk to Neil and Tony, who are Devon County councilors from this side of the river in Exeter. And I believe that we are one of the few people, if not the only people, that are doing this podcast, and certainly 54 episodes is smashing. So tell us about your experiences, any issues in your area, and if you want to even tell us, share with us what you want to have in future podcasts, okay? Maybe you don't want to hear me as host, okay?
Check the mic, because somebody said it's echoing. Can you check the volume on the mics?
Okay, will do, Neil.
All over it, bear with us.
No problemo. Okay.
It could be, of course, because we're in an underground bunker.
While he's doing that, good to
Back
see
snuff
Anthony
walls.
Payne. We're going to be inviting you on here the next couple of weeks if you want to come along. We've also got Tino. Thank you for watching. Ian, you and I got a lot to discuss after next week. Paul Greenslade, good to see you. Nice to see people. All right, so I think just need to give me a checkup to make sure we're back online with the volume.
Okay, great. So, hey, Tony, now it's your turn to share with us how people get in touch, right? What do you think?
Well, funny enough, this is my big moment, that, because your voice matters. Let's have a conversation. It's on Facebook, WhatsApp, on 07355 429 205, YouTube, which you subscribe to, messaging and comments, and you can also go to neil.stevens@devon.gov.uk.
Tony, you're absolutely stunning. I tell you.
So I've done that.
Actually,
Yeah.
you're getting better, Tony.
How many?
I've never done that one for you.
Oh, haven't you? So maybe we should take that away. You do that, and that does the other one.
Okay, guys. So we're going to go into just hit the highlights on what Neil and Tony have been doing this last week. Who wants to kick it off? Raise their hand.
Before we go, right, okay, I've been told to move seats. Mic is not working. My mic is not working, Rob.
Okay, no problem. Do you want to go over onto the
I'm going to go
into
over the
guest
seat,
one
so
seat,
go on to Tony.
onto the hot seat?
Oh, right. So you want me to talk first? Oh, brilliant. All right. We're going to talk first of all what a fantastic time we had on Saturday at the St Thomas Fete. I see you walking first.
I've got it.
You can see it's live. Yeah, what a fantastic time we had at the St Thomas Fete on Saturday. We actually did sponsor some of that.
Well done,
We
Tony.
did money out of our locality budget, both Neil and myself, and we're also doing the same in the winter one.
Okay,
Um,
that's
all right.
okay. Keep on rolling. Keep on
That's
rolling.
good. Yeah, so we also sponsored that. Neil's going to talk later on about a rugby group who are looking for people to sort of attend from under sevens upwards. And he'll be bringing that forward in a minute, I think, don't you? A couple of things I will bring up. It has been mentioned about the condition. I get it a lot. The condition of the road at Litchfield Road and on the roundabout at Kinnerdon Way. It has been put down as rapid response patching, but when it's going to be done, I don't know. It is a priority. That's all I know. So when they come round, they will be patching it. It will look prettier. It won't be as pretty as Isleworth Road, but we'll give it a go.
Right, let's give it a mic test. See if the mic is good. If somebody wants to let me know live, see if it's really
If not,
it's
it's a
working.
one-man show.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Right, do you want me to carry on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
I was just going to say one more thing. Somebody's mentioned actually that urine's good to kill the weeds. So I don't know if that's something we could put forward to highways, but anything's worth a suggestion.
Okay. Super, Tony. Hey, Neil. Why don't you kick off, and we'll see how your mic's going, eh?
Yeah, well,
And then,
sorry, I've
maybe
totally,
Tony, you can.
totally out of sync there, so bear with me.
Different view.
Okay, so
if
we
you don't
talked
mind,
about.
excuse me, Neil, for a second, and then while Neil's doing that, we're going to mix it up again. Exeter needs change. So, Tony, why don't you try to move to guest number 2 spot? Make sure that mic is working better, okay? Go ahead, Neil.
You've totally lost me now,
I
Rob.
mean, sit over there.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I thought mine worked.
okay, so let's a couple of things that happened to me this week, which the event we had in St Thomas. We need to change cameras, and we got to get everybody on.
Oh, well, we can
So
still
bear
talk,
with me.
I think.
Okay, so we went to the St Thomas Summer Fete this Saturday. You've already discussed that, Tony.
Well, yeah, I didn't actually say what a wonderful variety of stalls there were.
So we had different stores, different cameras being thing.
Oh, hello, I'm over here like that. Different coloured chair. Like I've
and
never
then
sat in
we
the other
were
one.
right. We're gonna have to put a pause on this because it's not working. Okay, just bear with me.
Okay, keep on going, Neil. Back to you, Tony. So,
All right, so yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic time at the Fete. There's loads of stores, and I've got to say how busy it was. It was wonderful to see Alibi Theatre dealing with the children and keeping them interested with the fantastic stories they were telling. Even at one stage, I fancy sitting down and listening to them as well, and do some of the interactions that these little children were doing.
Right, hopefully we're back online. Apologies, guys, for this. It goes out live. Things can happen live, and I don't want to record it. If I record it, then it just takes it. You know, you can edit it, and it's not
We'll get
natural.
things like this, will we?
Yeah, so you wouldn't get the laugh on this, Tony, would you?
No.
So going back to that, yeah, great event. I'm back in the room now, guys. Great event. A couple of things happened this week. I've got Rachel, I won't go into names, having a problem with her child with SEND. I've got other people with problems with their children. One person, Devon County Council is saying this, the school's saying that, so we're working on that project. That's quite interesting. A lot of emails have been coming on about roads, weeds and everything. The only thing, without being a chunter, somebody put on X, what was it, Tony, called? Reform X exposed, is it?
Yeah, Reform Exposed. Yeah, I mean, if I'd have known, I'd have took my clothes off. But there we go.
Yeah, so we're working in a place called, or we were in Isleworth Road. Yeah, Tony and I
No,
do
Locarno,
work.
yeah.
Locarno Road.
Locarno Road.
If anybody knows that, somebody took a picture of my van. They blocked out the number plate. Thanks for doing that. But all my business details is online, and I never publish my my business details. I don't, I just think keep that separate. I do work and I do council work.
Can I say at this point,
hang
though?
on, I get up in the morning, right? But Tony's going to say something. It wasn't the best shot.
It wasn't the best shot of myself. I don't know about you, Neil. Were you impressed by your shot or not?
No, because if you asked me to stand by the van, I would stand by
Well, yeah,
it.
I'd have actually stood there by you, and you could have actually saved the shot and had two of us in there.
Now, why are we saying this? So they drove by sneakily. They took a picture of myself, then took a picture of Tony, because we were parked on the curb. We made sure there was access for people to get by. Yes, we were parked on the curb. But every other car in that road is parked on the curb because the road is narrow. Yes, I have put a motion in last year. Yes, I am chuntering. Yes, don't intrude into my business, right? Because it's wrong. Okay, if you want to come to my house, I'm happy to open my door. I put my address on openly. Come and see me face to face. Don't do this.
And better pictures.
Yeah, better picture of me. Yeah, I mean,
I go by it. All publicity's good.
is that
but
a rant
not-
over, Rob?
Yeah, not when I'm dressed like that.
Yeah, well, just to add to that, I remember doing some research last year about the people that run that, and they're from central London. And anyway,
Long way to come to take a
I think
picture.
they look like they just got nuclearized in World War One. Okay, that kind of person.
well,
So,
anyway.
don't feel bad about it.
No,
And
no,
just
I don't feel
share-
bad. I
Hold on a
just-
minute, Neil. Just to share with the audience, okay. Many times I've been over at Neil's house at 6 o'clock. Not as recent, but
Thank
last
Christ.
year when we were hot and heavy with the campaign, I was over there at 6, and guess what? He was up since at 5 o'clock. He wakes up every morning at 5 o'clock, sometimes at 4:30, I think. And putting together this podcast script, my hat's off to you, Neil, for doing this in 54 episodes. What an amazing accomplishment. And you work on top of that, and you've got some great reviews. Thank you so much. Okay, Neil, what's next?
Yeah, so that was my rant over. Yeah.
Better pictures than Neil.
Right, rugby.
Right.
So we was at the Fete on Saturday. Fantastic. We helped sponsor it out of our locality budget. Tony donated money. I donated. It's not my money. It's your money. But it helps the people in the community. But also helping the winter one. So everybody needs to be turning up for that. And we've I'm not running out of money yet, but I'm getting close to it. So I've had a lot of people come in. And Tony, you've been doing a lot, not as
Actually,
much as
I've
me.
had
You're
quite
a bit tighter. than me,
no,
aren't you?
I wouldn't have said that. I've had quite a little run, actually, in the last month. I don't know whether Neil's been passing my telephone number over. I don't know. But everyone I look at and everyone so far, I've said I will put a donation in. And quite a few of you have applied and been successful.
Yeah, can I just put it to me? Can I apologise to my wife? She's not very well, but she came in here just now, said the sound's not very good, and other people, and I slammed the door on her because we're live. So, Donna, I apologise for that. Right, so we're going to have a great show, and listen, there's things coming in already. We've got Douglas, Dana, my wife, watching. All right, nice thing, Douglas. Urine is high in nitrogen, so good for plants, especially roses.
Well, actually, I only mentioned it because the person who rang up said, considering Exeter City seem to be taking the urine on the weeds, perhaps we should take some urine ourselves and give it back.
Let's go back to the rugby.
Oh, yeah,
so
sorry.
this, if we can put it up as a full slide. Okay, Exeter Athletic Rugby Club. They approached us on Saturday, asked us if we could promote them. We said, what, do you want some money? They said, no, they don't need money. They just need promoting.
They need players.
They need players. And I've always said rugby is good for you. Yeah, you can do football and it's brilliant that England's going to maybe win this Saturday. I don't know. But rugby, and Ian, I know you're into football. I'm into rugby. You know, there's a bit harder men play rugby. But going back to that slide, Exeter Athletic Rugby Club. If you can get the number down, they need support. They need local people. They need children, all different ages, right up to men. Right, you need to support that. We've actually got permission for these young lads and mothers to come on the show in the next few weeks, and they will tell you all their experiences now. So I think that's great for the community that we've got that coming in. So if you can support them, please. Yeah, football's all right, but rugby's a harder man's game and women's game. Because women play
I still
better.
like football.
Actually, women play better football and rugby than men, personally. Yeah,
They've won more.
they've won more. Yeah, that's true. It's good.
Okay, great,
Right,
Neil.
anyway.
How about introducing the topic tonight, and let's get into it, shall we?
Okay, so let's get into what with the LGR. So what are we looking at? Tonight is basically, it's going to affect everybody. This is what's going to happen. The LGR is, the government says they need to change things around. So they have put to all the different councils that you basically got to put a bid in. That's the best way of putting it.
Well, you've got to put a bid in, but also you've got to pay for that bid. The bid is not free.
Yeah, so over the last few months, or quite a long time, Exeter, Devon, Torbay, Plymouth, they've all been working on a plan. Okay, and it comes back, and the best way to put it is very simple. There's 5 things we've got to discuss tonight. All right, and we're going to do it in very slow time, Tony. All right, so remember what I said. The government says it wants fewer councils, less duplication, better efficiency, better value for taxpayers, and easier for residents. So the question is, will those benefits actually happen? That's the question we're going to ask. Okay, what evidence is there? So remember, this is about understanding one of the biggest changes Devon has faced for decades. The biggest changes Devon has faced for decades. Once decisions are made, they may shape local government for generations. I have my own take on it. So it's everybody's watching, you know, it needs to be worth taking in and an interest of what's going to happen. Tony.
Well, one of the interesting things, because we have attended quite a few meetings on LGR, both through Exeter City and Devon County, is how it's got to work. Because we'll know, I think, July the 28th as to who, if it does happen, will win the bid. So what would happen then is the 2 councils, if Exeter win, for instance, God forbid, if Exeter win and Devon County Council, they sort of have to do their bit, then all the IT, all the staff, all the pensions and children that all have to go to school, it all has to sort of come and merge together in a year's time. So it would have to merge together by April the 29th.
Tony,
Then,
oh, go ahead.
no, I was going to say then, the other thing, of course, is there would be elections. So Devon County councillors and local councillors, every one of us would be up for election. But there will be less councillors. There won't be so many. So both the local and the county would be reduced down to, I believe, and I don't quote me on this, about 100. So areas would become bigger. So for myself, which is St Thomas and Exwick, that area would become bigger. It might even be St Thomas, Exwick, Kerwick and Alphington. And there would be one person who'd be in charge of that. Or
Well, that might be a good thing. So let's go back to it. So let's just put it in a nutshell, first of all. So the government want to get less councils. Every council is fighting for survival. And that's the best way of putting it, would you?
I would say so, yeah.
So they all have to put the bid into the government. And Ian, thanks for the net. I thought it was the 8th, which is gone. That, you know, we will all find out which proposal is
It's
going
the
to be
28th,
accepted.
I believe.
The 28th, is
Yeah.
it? Right, I have my concerns. You know, I look at this, you know, I call it a land grab, but we'll go on to that right now. So there's different proposals, okay? Right. So on the proposals, got the slide with the proposals.
Right. So that one there's
You have
Exeter's.
one Devon.
Oh, is it?
Okay, we keep it. They've numbered it 911 or 912 and all that, but let's just keep it simple. 5 options. So one Devon, and I'll explain each one separately in a minute. Next one is free unitary proposal, alternative free unitary proposal, 4 unitary proposals, and Torbay proposal. I'm not going to recommend any of them, by the way. We're going to explain each one to you in slow time. Okay, and I'm going to take some notes here because I don't want to get it wrong, because we have people from Exeter City Council. We have people from, what's it called? Reform Exposed.
Hello, everybody there, Reform Exposed.
Yeah, whoever. All right, but, anybody who wants to come on this podcast from Reform Exposed, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, one Devon. The proposal was put forward by Devon County Council. It would replace the current 2-tier system. And I'll explain about what I seen when we had the lockdown as well. A 2-tier system across the country with one single unitary council covering all the existing Devon Council areas. Plymouth and Torbay would remain separate unitary councils as they are today. Supporters argue that one could reduce duplication, simply decision making, and potentially save money. The critics question whether one authority covering such a large and diverse area could remain close to local communities. So that is what Devon County Council have proposed.
That
Now
makes
you
sense.
can say again.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So obviously everybody's fighting for jobs. So Exeter City Council fighting for jobs, Devon County Council, Torbay,
Well, yes, because you
Plymouth.
can't have 2 people doing the same job.
No, all right. So that's one. So I'll do the next one. I'll pass it over to Tony to explain the next one.
Oh,
so
thank you.
Excuse me, Neil. Can I just ask a
Yeah.
question about that one?
Sure.
So, would Exeter, for example, Exeter City Council then cease to exist, and instead of having this little dispute, for example, about weeds, about who has the weeds or whatever, they would be amalgamated into one Devon proposal? Is that the concept?
It would be one Devon, but without Plymouth and Torbay, because they're already unitary authorities.
yeah.
So
So,
it
you're
would be
looking
one
at
Devon,
losing.
so-
If they accept it, you're looking at losing at Exeter City.
Excellent. What a shame.
Okay.
What a shame.
shame.
What
Yeah.
a shame. Never mind, Phil.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Option 2. I know this is a
Right,
bit tedious,
option
guys,
2,
but
look,
bear with us.
this is the district council plan of 3 unitary councils. So this proposal was submitted jointly by South Hams, Teambridge and West Devon councils, and it would create 3 unitary authorities. Plymouth would remain unchanged, surprisingly enough. Southern Devon Authority, combining South Hams, Teambridge, West Devon and Torbay. Supporters would say that this balances local identity with councils that are large enough to deliver services efficiently. All good fun, and I can tell you now they've been really interesting meetings.
Well, so they're playing with our future here, all right? So alternative district councils, this is free. So go back to that map. Okay, proposal come from East Devon, Mid Devon, North Devon and Torridge Council. It's simply the previous option but includes slightly different boundaries. We'll talk about boundaries in a minute, all right, because boundaries is the biggest thing for me. Includes
me, Neil.
changes around Plymouth and neighbouring parishes. The aim is still to create 3 unitary councils, but the boundaries that those councils believe better reflect local communities and travel patterns. Exeter and Plymouth plan for unitary council.
So, Neil, if there's a service which Devon County Council provides throughout the county, for example, let's just say weeds or whatever, okay? Or maybe it's send, I'm not sure. Then that service is going to have to be split. For example, if one of the if Exeter City Council then is successful in expanding its patch, they will have to take on all the services that Devon County Council was performing. Is that correct?
Let's develop that in a minute as we go along. All right.
Okay.
So let's just look at going back to 3, which is alternate district council. Remember, the proposal was developed by Exeter City Council and Plymouth City Council. It would create 4 unitary councils. Now, this is my biggest gripe. An expanded Exeter incorporating 49 surrounding parishes. Okay? 49. So when I was in a meeting the other day, fantastic meeting, and I said, have you consulted with them 49 parishes? The person said yes. Then the person corrected it and said, after we made the decision, we consulted with them. All right. So then an expansion of Plymouth, an expansion of Torbay, and guess what? Devon County Council. It will become a large rural Devon coast and countryside authority covering the remaining area.
You'll just expand on that a little bit. The person, I think, to be fair, mentioned that they, love that pronoun, they, could not consult with those areas that are outside its current boundaries. So one wonders how efficient they will be if they really didn't fully consult with those people that they're going to gobble up that were outside their boundaries. Is that a fair comment?
No, it's a fair comment. And I'm going to bring people in, actually, so bear with me. So we've got... Okay, somebody wants me to give a shout-out, which I'm going to give to the 2 young directors of building company Nuco. They are rebuilding the Royal Clarence and the Well House in Cathedral Green. Well done, fantastic. I used to drink in the Well House after Remembrance Day, and it'd be nice to have that back. Ian, thank you very much. Every single party in Exeter supported unitary bid. It includes rural areas surrounded by the city and parts of Exmouth, Dawlish, at least the council money from developments around Exeter and Mid-Devon. Mid-Devon, Teambridge would benefit Exeter because that's where they work, shop and use the leisure. Okay, so going back to... Yeah, but
don't forget to mention the fact that the reason they've got to expand their boundaries is because you need a certain amount of people, I believe, to go unitary, which is why Plymouth want to take Ivybridge and go down that far, to increase the numbers.
Yeah, so it's keep the questions coming in. Time for a rum and coke. Well done. Time for that. Okay, Ian, Rob, they would get a cut of the money for the services as well. And bear with me. Another one is Natalie. Okay, I can see the point of saving money, but then do you have a council that actually care about individual places? Not, I believe, Exeter Council achieving this. So I keep them all coming in. All right, so we've still going on till Torbay, number 5. The plan is 4 unitary councils. Torbay Council proposal also creates 4 unitary authorities, but differ in one important respect. Exeter and Plymouth would expand in a similar way to the Exeter Plymouth proposal, but Torbay would remain largely on its existing boundaries rather than expanded significantly. The remaining rural areas would form a larger country authority. So that's what proposals are. And nobody knows right now which proposal's going to come in. If I had to put a bet on this and money on this, okay, if I had to put my bet on this, I would say Exeter and Plymouth will get it. That's my view. Why? Somebody should ask me why.
Why?
Well, follow money.
Well, I was going to say because a certain person next to had a funny old grin on his face.
Somebody we spoke to said, we're going to get it because Labour's in power. Okay, so this is my view, and I know you might shun me down, guys, but I don't care about whatever. Okay, so you've got Devon County Council. How many Labour councillors are in there, Rob?
Well, I was going to say too many, but there we go.
Devon County Council, not Exeter.
Oh, sorry, how many Devon County? Well,
I don't think any.
I don't think there are. Well, last time I looked in the
I didn't
council.
quite hear that. How many?
I don't think there are any. I don't remember any.
Well, last time I was in the chamber, I did do a body count, and unfortunately, I reached the 0.
Just so everybody knows, last year, May 2025, they ceased to exist. Okay, is that pretty clear, Neil?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but all right, we can rub it in. They hung on to power in the local elections. That's because I didn't get involved and we didn't get involved and we didn't bother. Okay, but next time we will. So going on to the whatever comes out, and I'm not going to say I agree or disagree with any of them, anybody. I also admit we have to be careful about bureaucracy.
Bureaucracy, Neil, that's the word.
Because is it more layers? Is it more money? And we'll dig deep into the money in a minute. Okay, so basically, got to remember there's 5 different proposals. Their aim is to replace the current 2-tier system.
Well, to
we
make
already
everything
got.
simpler.
Right. There's different on one big question. Where should the boundaries be drawn? So, how far is Exeter going to push out? How far is Plymouth going to get out? All right. You've got to ask that. And how many new councils should Devon have? Tonight isn't about telling you what is right or wrong. We're not going to tell you that. It's about helping you understand what each proposal looks like and what it could mean for local communities. And I've always said Exeter needs change. I personally view, I don't know about Rob, you, I think Exeter's broken. I think Devon County Council is broken. I think the Send's broken. I think everything's broken. We're borrowing money. We need to sort it out. And then what are we going to do? We're going to change the system when it's already broken.
Well, are you going to talk about the financial?
Not yet. We're not on to that
comes
yet.
in later on. We're saving that one, everybody.
Okay, good one here. Ian, Labour would lose control of Unity Council as well as the Lib Dems, and Independent being logical with current set up. Yeah, not on my watch. We're going to work hard. We'll be asking for volunteers soon, right? Because we have to go to the polls again next year. So we'll come on to the polls in a minute. Rob, you want to say something?
Well, can I talk about the money?
No.
Is that the next slide, is it?
I thought we were going to hold on.
It is.
To
It's
that.
the
All
next
right,
slide.
about
There's
the
still
money.
Let's talk about the money.
The interesting one. It's all about the money.
Yeah.
Right, do you want me to start this one?
Yeah.
Right, so money. To do this changeover and to do the rebranding, to do the IT so that it all sort of connects together regardless of who wins, and to make sure everything runs smoothly, to bring on the extra staff. Oh, it just carries on, which, like I said, it has to be done for it to be run efficiently. People still want their children to go to school. They still want your rubbish cleared up and the weeds cleared, hopefully, as well. But, I mean, this is going to cost anything between 30 million to 50 million upwards. We just do not know.
So the question
regardless
is,
of who wins.
the question is about the money. How much is it going to cost you, myself, for these people to stay in power, to run Exeter City Council, to run Devon County Council, because they're all scrabbling up that face cliff. They're all, go on, Rob, you want to itching to get something in?
Go on, Rob.
Remember,
No, it's just I think Ian Frankham prods me every now and then because I think maybe he was in procurement as well as I was, but I was in NHS procurement for a long time. But let's just run through a little scenario, shall we, really quickly? Let's just say the rubbish contract. I call it trash contract. Exeter City Council, they collect the trash around here, right, Neil?
correct.
Okay,
It's
fine.
rubbish.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's
Rubbish
say
in
they're going to
England. You're in
expand that
England.
out there, okay? Now, when you go down the Marsh Barton Recycling Center, I think there's a little storage area, where they go in there with their vehicles and all that kind of stuff. So if they're going to expand the patch into, all these other parishes, that contract. Now, I don't know, I haven't seen the contract, but I would doubt whether that contract is going to be, probably have to re-tender it. They might take advantage of what's called a change of law provisions in a contract. But that contract, and more importantly, those people that are providing the service, right, are going to have to change. They're going to say, what the flip? We're going to have a bigger storage yard, but we can't fit them all there. We're going to have to build a new recycling center. We're going to have a yard for 100 vehicles. And then well, what's the new routes? We're going to have to contact the existing provider for, let's say, Exmouth, wherever they go. And then they're going to have to hire, people like me, or at least when I was working.
I was going to say you're a bit.
And it wasn't
retired,
cheap, okay? Because I knew how to do those things, and some of my, but it's costly, and that's just the rubbish contract. Take another one, IT contract. Now they're going to have to roll out an IT system, and you take a look at every single service. Another question I have, Neil, is Exeter, whatever they're going to call themselves now, if they are successful, Exeter Unitary Authority, whatever they are they really capable to provide send services all across this patch?
Okay,
or to expand the rubbish services?
Okay, we're jumping the gun. Let's go back to
thanks
the
very much.
money.
I know.
Let's go back to the money.
There are a lot of aspects to this.
Yeah,
It's
let's
very
go back
They'll have a
to-
year. They'll have a
Right,
year.
the
to do
question
this.
I'm going to ask, and I'm putting it out to you guys, all right, Ian, Douglas, Dana, Tina, Paul, right? How much would this transition cost? It doesn't matter what option you do, all right, because
I
they
told
all
them
want
just
to, they all let them come out. They all want to rebrand all the signs, all the vehicles, all the stationery, all the IT systems. How much do you think? And come back to us. In fact, whoever gets it correct, I'll give you a book. What's the book called? Hang on.
Free
Oh, you haven't got
autograph
that one
copy.
again, look.
Hang on. You've got to get the figure correct. Tony, write down the figure.
Well, it's a bit of a hard one to do.
Whoever gets it right will get a
Oh,
Matt Goodwin
Goodwin,
Suicide of the Nation. Free
a
on
must,
me.
a must for every bookshelf.
How many do you have to give away?
Too
It
many,
might be very
too
popular, Neil.
Right,
huh?
so going back to it, how much will the transition cost? All right, and we'll give you an example for Devon first, and then Exeter, Plymouth, and Torbay. All right, so these figures, and I'll give you got to get it exact. You need to write the figure down.
Well, I
Tony, so
don't
we
know
can-
the exact one for Exeter. 'cause
Well,
it
come
can't-
up with
I
a
couldn't
f-
find it up. But it
Well,
said it was
I
roughly
know
the
what it
same
is.
as Devon.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, next question. How much are consultants costing? Interesting, next week we've got a...
We're not allowed to talk to him about. Well, we've got a
gentleman-
highways.
No, we got a gentleman coming on who's looking
yeah,
at
we got an
all
accountant.
about finances. Go on.
I just got a bill for some work that was performed, by the way.
Oh.
I won't mention who from. And I think it was £200 a day or something. And the man is very talented, I know. But, now, I guarantee you, procurement consultant is going to be charging a lot more than £200 a day. But I won't go there on that one. But just to say, I don't see how anybody can really know how much it's going to cost, because if you go use that example that I gave about the rubbish collection service, it depends on what option goes ahead and how that will impact the number of vehicles that's going to be in the contract, and where the storage is going to be for those vehicles, and the maintenance depot and the whole thing. Am I wrong, Neil?
No, you're correct. You're correct. But next week we're gonna expose some figures, and this is not Devon County Council figures, Exeter City figures. Freedom of Information Act. I've got a spotter who works for us, brilliant guy. You will not believe how much money they're wasting on consultation. Why have we got consultation when we've
Consultation,
got all?
yeah.
Yep.
Well, what I do find is easy, with the transition costs is to do without the 3 councillors that are in each ward in Exeter City Council area.
But it would all
personally.
change anyway,
Now,
because
you
there'd
guys
only
may
be
disagree,
one.
but in our local patch, I think Tony, for example, in your division, St. Thomas and Exeter, right?
Certainly is.
There are potentially maybe almost 2 boards, really. That's 6 councillors. It's
Yeah, I will
It's
at
ridiculous,
this
isn't
point
it?
say that some of those local councillors do an absolutely fantastic job. We do work together, we do swap emails, and we do try and solve the problems. So
Who's that?
I was trying to be nice there. You just ruined the moment.
No, there is a couple of individuals.
There
but
are a
there's-
couple.
There is a couple of
Jack
people.
being one of them, who's just been voted in, absolutely fantastic. And I will sort of big up Deborah Darling, who's taken up one of my my issues, and she's doing really well on it. So thanks a lot, both of you.
Well,
And
I'll give you an
the other day.
example, Tony. I went to a meeting a week or two ago, Neil, whenever it was, and there were 4 councillors there. There was you, and then there were the three local councillors from that ward, and they were all just kind of sitting there. I mean, how do they divide the work up, those extra city councillors? I don't really understand.
Well, they're too busy doing committee meetings, aren't they?
And please, somebody explain it to me. It's just, I just don't understand it. And it doesn't mean they don't work, but I don't understand why we need 3. Just don't. Neil?
Yeah, just going to do a little bit of, okay, I have to say this. Paul Fablabrico, he says, I'll do them a deal on tiles and bathrooms. We're going to invite you back on the show if you want some lovely tiles, bathrooms and all that.
Fabrico's the place.
Marsh Barton, he sponsored this show tonight. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. So get down there, haggle with him, get a discount, and get your bathroom done.
Say Neil, we'll give you 90%.
Yeah, Neil or Tony again. 90%.
You'll probably chuck
But let's
it
go
in
back
the
to the
door.
cost. Let's go back to the cost. Consultants. How much does consultants cost? We're going to bring these figures to you next week. You won't believe it. We will tell you some of the hotels they're paying. We'll tell you other things they're paying for. We've got all of it. This guy, Paul, is coming on the show. He is going to tell you everything.
It is quite interesting to read.
And who's paying for it? Rob, who's paying for it?
Well, it comes out of the procurement budget, for example.
Well, it was going to say all of us, actually.
Right, and if you want to put it in an AI or whatever, a standard procurement consultant used to be, $375 to $500, and that was just for somebody who managed retendering, and I knew people that made £700 or £800 a day, so it's. And that's not even saying, oh my gosh, we can't hire a local person. We're going to bring in KPMG. Those people really make the big bucks, like at least £1,000 for somebody who's just graduated from university. So it's really expensive.
Yeah, I was just going to flip back a bit on some of the things that would change. So I do a lot of driving. If I'm coming down the 303 or I'm coming back from M5, one of the signs I always want to see is "Welcome to Devon." Always brings a smile with Devon County Council's logo down the bottom. Things like that would change because, of course, it wouldn't be Devon County Council anymore if they do not win the LGR.
Right, no, it doesn't matter whoever wins.
Yeah.
Whoever wins is going to cost money. So I personally, if it isn't broken, which it is broken, why fix it? But my mother's always told me we fix the problem. You don't change. It's like putting on a different suit. You just don't fix the problem. They cannot run Exeter City properly. They cannot run Devon County Council properly. I know I'll get harassed for this, but to me, we need to start again and scrub it. I'm being told to move on. Right, so basically, right, how long before any savings appear? So I will tell you this. Nobody's coming with a figure, but basically to change the Exeter City Council, it will approximately cost £80 million to change all the stationery, the paperwork, the IT, you name it, train £80 million. They haven't got £80 million. Guess what they're doing? Rob?
Well, they're going to borrow it.
Rob, you was at the meeting. What are they going to do?
Come on, Neil.
They're going to borrow
Tell
it.
us the answer. Tell us the answer, please.
They're going to borrow it. Okay, well, they're not going to borrow it for nothing, are they? I mean, if somebody wants to lend me £80 million for nothing, brilliant.
They
Yes.
can't even get HMS Dragon to go to Cyprus when we have a war over there. How are they going to,
Okay.
come up with £80 million, right?
But I will add, it'll be the same situation with Devon County Council. Where
Yeah,
are they
no,
gonna
Devon
get the
County
money?
Council is about 33 million, is it?
Between 33 and 50.
And you know what? Pinocchio's nose is getting bigger.
But then, as with Exeter City or any of the schemes, this includes bringing on the extra staff to deal with the changeovers, whoever wins.
Right, so it has been pointed out, Douglas, you are correct. Let's accept LGR is going to happen. What we need to do is accept the change and bring up Heathrow. Yes, but we do accept it, and I will let the government decide which one they want to do. Rob?
Something Tony just said, Tony, you mentioned about the staffing and the costs. This is a huge impact to staff from definitely every support service, IT, procurement, finance. They're going to have to go through consultations. People are going to have to move probably because maybe the existing office is different from the new office. And then they're going to have to hire people. They're going to have to let go people. There's going to be voluntary redundancy. It's a lot of turmoil. And for, let's call a spade, for councils or organizations that can't even get the weeds,
let's get those weeds in.
Or
You're
the
in.
rubbish
That's
or,
what we gotta
or the
use.
graffiti. I mean, how are they going to manage,
Well,
I just don't understand how they're going to manage.
Can I just say that they're bringing on the extra staff, whoever gets it, because this has to be a smooth transition. April the 29th. It has to be. Kids still have to go to school. Rubbish has to be collected. Everything has to be done. Send all of it, because you don't want anybody to suffer.
Right. Yeah. So let's go back to it. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide. Right. Who will look after the most vulnerable? And this is my biggest concern. We already got a shit show going on. Am I allowed to say that?
Well, it's too late now.
It's your podcast.
We don't have editing facilities, unfortunately.
I've already got people with vulnerable children who need education or are at home. There's the lady approached me today and said, BBC or there's a squealer in the mix where people have been told just to drag it out, let the kids drag it out. These young people will be affected. So what is it? So we divide everything up. So probably the biggest issue right now is children's services. I have to tell you, I was very naive when I became a counsellor, but now I understand the needs of children. I understand SEND and all that. I'm learning every day. I get so many emails. I'm going to go to a SEND school to tell that guy,
Ranch House, isn't it?
We're at Ranch House. She hasn't got back to me yet, but we're going to go to Ranch House. So what are we looking at? Children's services, adult social care, SEND, special education needs disability, safeguarding, foster care and adoption. We're going to do a whole program on that as well. These people are fantastic. So how are you going to transfer these services to all these different... Yeah, go for it, Rob. You've interrupted me again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it just goes back to the example I used about the rubbish collection. Can you imagine, provision of community care for vulnerable people? Somebody calls up the number and they say, could you get somebody to come by my house? I'm really suffering. They say, we can't handle that because you have a new number. And then you call the new number and it's busy. You're overwhelmed because they, don't have the staff. They haven't hired the staff. It's just, it's very tricky, really.
Yeah, but let's go back to the vulnerable people, because we have a duty of care. We have a duty to look after these people, all right? Especially our children. Our children is our future. Tony?
Well, yeah, I quite agree. And I mean, we've got to do this seamlessly. Whatever happens, like Ian says, I think it is going to happen.
Yeah,
So-
but... Oh, that's my phone.
Oh, hello. That's supposed to turn your phone off, Neil. There we are.
I always turn my phone off. Yeah,
Always
bear
turn your
with me.
phone off. There, we're live.
That's my daughter ringing me. I'm in the doghouse already.
Yeah.
Okay, not by her, by
You
Rob.
lost your flow and your mojo.
No, I
Okay.
never lose my flow. So let's go back to it. So we've got 5 unitary council proposals. How are we going to transfer these services? So if we divide it up, Exeter City Council, Plymouth, Torbay, you've got Devon, Rural. How are we going to transfer that? That's good. And how are we going to staff them? Will staff move?
Well, you wouldn't need so much staff, would you, to run it? So there would be
the main thing would
redundancies.
vulnerable people feel disruption. I mean, you're dividing. So Devon County Council run all that. I know it's not running brilliantly, all right. But Rob, you want to get in there?
Yeah, well, let's just say, for the sake of argument, there are 10 contracts, okay? I mean, a lot of times in organizations, there are maybe a few key contracts, and then there are middle contracts, and then there are a lot of little contracts. How is Exeter City Council going to take on all those contracts and split those from Devon County Council? It's just really, really tricky,
But this is where, like I said, we've got that year of transition. But again, we don't know who's going to win what. We don't, or who's going to be the
Well,
successful bidder.
Somebody here, Douglas, I don't know whether this is true. It will be if you've said it. Today it's revealed that private contractors were charging councils as much as £28,000 per child per week. I mean, that's quite a statement there. That is quite a statement, Douglas. And we're going to get you on the show for that as well. So, quite a statement. So we've talked about the money. We've talked about it. How much will it cost? It's going to cost us more money. We're already in debt. We could run down Devon County Council. They owe £300 and something million. They can't pay it off to what,
2050.
50. We can only pay the interest because they never read the small print. Exeter City lent £300 and something million to buy.
Apparently, yeah, they borrow. Whether it's true, I mean, people can sort of tell me any different to invest in property.
Neil, I've got a question for you.
Go for it.
And you too, Tony, please. So Devon County Council has got some wonderful buildings up there on Topsham Road, right? They're really, really beautiful. So if they don't get the one Devon plan, which is they control everything, they won't potentially have as much staffing to fill those offices. So will Exeter City Council be moving into
No, I think they'll
that
be
in a co-located environment? Or
student accommodation.
what's
I
going to
think it
happen
would
with
be
all
ideal.
that vacant space there? See,
Student accommodation.
no, it's
So-
a serious question.
I think, from what I gather, if Exeter win, they're talking about. They think they can run it in Southern Hay. I think it is. Is it Southern Hay? Yeah.
So Douglas has come back. He said, my comment referenced children, those receiving special care. Many children were moved away from other counties. Well, this is about fostering and also that our children should stay with us. These children who need extra care need that care. But we've also been exploited. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm on the transport appeals for children, and I think I've already said this. School transport after the lockdown was 22.5 million to transport 15,000 children, 3,000 carers. Yep, brilliant. We still have 15,000 children. We still have 3,000 carers. Now it costs us £52.7 million, and we will spend over the budget. So what am I going to look at? Yeah, okay. So there's a lot to look at right now.
Yeah, here's another one I just thought of. Because this happened to me, or at least the organization I was in that went through a massive change years ago. Let's say, let's just give an example. Let's say Exeter City Council says, okay, well, we need to take on the rubbish service out in those parishes. Oh my gosh, we need the information, about the routes and stuff. Let's call up somebody at Devon County Council. Well, guess what? They're not there anymore because they quit. Or they moved to, they got Tupi transferred to another organization. So it's getting the information to modify these services is going to be very tricky, I think.
Yeah, I want to get the questions out to right. So the questions are: I need them coming in. What do you think? What do you think we should do? Yes, I understand. I think we should bring back power to us, right, from the main government, right. But we got to get it correct. So, I want you to bring the comments back. So let's look at rural now. So we go to Devon County or Exeter City Council's option, where you can have rural Devon or coastal Devon, right? So the question is, how will funding be shared? So let's look at it reality. You've got Plymouth, you've got Torbay, you've got Exeter. They collect all your council tax. And then you have rural and coastline Devon, whatever you want to call it. Proportioning who's going to get the most money. It's going to be the main cities. So who decides who has the money? They're on about a mayor. You've heard of that?
Yes, I have.
A mayor, well, that's another system, isn't it? That's another lot of people. You got the mayor, you have the deputy mayor, then you have
Deputy's mayor's
the deputy mayor, then you get all the little TIS secretaries, and then more money's being spent. All right, but the bottom line is we're skint, and the question is, why are we skint? Rob, why are we skint? You're a procurement officer.
Well, because it's not efficient.
It's run inefficiently.
The one Devon proposal seems pretty good because you have one-stop shop to go to, and it treats it has to cater to, all sorts of different communities, whether it's big or small. But I don't see how,
I think the
Exeter
one-
City Council is going effectively. The folks that control current Exeter City Council are going to be fair to those parishes that it's going to gobble up.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to Tony. You were going to say something. Sorry.
No, you carry on.
So you got the villages. They're going to lose influence. All right. You've got local voices. Are they going to be heard? Okay. So we have to be very
Don't
careful.
forget any land they own or any
we
money
don't know
they've
that,
got.
but
Well,
what I've actually heard is, so right now, go on, you explain it, Tom.
well, I mean, from what I gather, and again, I'm probably wrong, any land that any of the parishes own or any money they've got stashed away, they cannot sell the land and they cannot use the money because if Exeter was to sort of expand their borders, technically it would all be theirs. So parishes out there who think they've got land that they're holding back, if Exeter, for instance, I have to say Exeter at this stage because Devon's slightly different. If Exeter decide that they want to build on a parish's land, it's their land, so they can do what they want.
Right, can I bring some comments up, Rob? So I owed Rodabone, yeah, it says, I looked, it took 5 different people to email just to get my daughter a care plan changed with transport. 5 different people. Yeah, I have to tell you this. I'm going to come off script now because I'm not reading that rubbish anymore. I think the system is broken and I think it needs a complete overhaul. So I think, yes, we need to transfer back power from here. Would you agree, Rob?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, all these services doesn't do us any justice to have fragmented services, and then on top of it, a mayor and 3 or 4 different councils, and then 3 councillors per ward, and it's a nonsense. People need to know who is accountable for the delivery of services.
Yeah, I've lost all my comments now, so
Well,
bear
see,
with me.
you've lost them all. So I'll say that, one of my big issues about doing this and LGR is, as it stands at
I'm
the
back
moment, as it stands at the moment, Exeter City do not like Devon County Council, and it appears Devon County Council, not us, I will add, because we love everybody, do not like Exeter City.
Do you know, that's a good point, actually.
Well,
Rob,
no.
you do it, and I'm going to
Okay,
expand
well,
on that.
yeah, maybe follow on to that, Tony. That's a good prompt.
What, that we love everybody?
No, well,
even
I don't know.
Reform Exposed, we love you as well.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is what you're getting at, but let's just say, demographic-wise, Exeter used to be, I believe, more conservative, and is still largely conservative in terms of right-leaning or whatever. But there are pockets of, and Labor has recently anyway controlled the council. So, what happens if it's going to go to a vote, and the parishes are controlled by, Reform, let's say, and then you have the Labor Party controlling all of Exeter. It's who's going to win off that one? I'm sure you know who's going to win. So it's.
Well, all I can say that when I spoke to a individual, he was very sure that he's going to get the knock on the door to run Exeter, to expand, and to take more power. And it's a land grab. I call it a land grab. I don't care what anybody says. The weeds are rubbish. Devon County Council, okay, but Exeter City Council not stopped, but reduced the use of glyphosate. I'm trying to find out why the contract stopped in 2023. We're off subject now. Okay, but LGR, do you think the weeds will get done when we've got a local authority in control? I just think there's a lot of money flying around, a lot of money getting wasted.
Well, there's a lot of money being wasted on
I'm sorry,
silly
Rob,
schemes.
I get really upset when all this money I see send, they're not answering to the children. The parents are staying at home. They're on about packing their jobs in. I've got people moaning about the weeds. Tony and I put another motion in, okay? We've got other things we can't discuss until after Monday. They're on about spending millions of pounds on this and that. Right? These officers, it's not their money, it's our money they're spending. And then they call me Reform and they call me right wing, whatever you want to call it, racist. All I'm trying to do is help the community and save money. Rob, Why are we losing the battle?
Well, just back to the weeds.
We're not onto the weeds.
Well, back to the weeds a little bit. I believe, I might be mistaken, but I think that the contract that Exeter City Council had with Devon County Council to deal with the weeds on the highways came to an end. But also, shortly before that, the council voted, Exeter City Council, and then shortly after, they both voted unanimously just about to ban or to substantially reduce the use of glyphosate. So
But let's flip back to where we are.
Yeah.
So, LGR, Local Government Reorganisation. I need to know nobody's won the book because you didn't get the figure right. I had to tell you.
You just have to keep it, Neil.
The question is, yes, Douglas, things are going to change, but we need to change in the right direction. We don't really need to be changing logos, IT systems, manpower. We need to sort the house out internally. And if Devon has to get rid of Exeter City Council, because half of them don't even work in that building, they're all at home, right? Bring them in board, bring them. I'm not asking them to lose jobs. I'm saying work as one, all right? And I ain't got time to tell you the story, have I?
You just say what you want. We're not on the...
No, we have the timeline now.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
All right,
All
that's
right.
it. So also,
We'll save that one for
Anthony
another week.
Payne, you're invited on next week. You need you to come down because we're looking at Exeter City's accounts, we're looking at Devon County accounts, and we need representation.
here's a parting thought. If anybody has any questions or concerns about how an expanded Exeter City Council would run a larger patch, all you have to do is drive by their council offices on Paris Street and see the 2 tree stumps that I asked them to take out a few years ago, and they're probably still there, or they're probably rotten. But also, more importantly, take a look at the building. Just take a look at the building and see for yourself what they feel their image is and how they maintain their themselves. It's sort of like in the military, Neil. You know, when you used to have a uniform and you had a shabby uniform, you got called out. Well, take a look at the council building, and I'll say no more about that.
Devon County Council's building's quite pretty.
Final thoughts. We've had questions. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Remember, Fabula Brico sponsored this tonight. Thank you. We're going to invite you on. We've had your comments. Very good. Really appreciate that. I get very passionate because why do I do this? I do it for my grandchildren and my children. My children don't really care about the country, really. I do. I can see this country going to the dog. And Andy Burnham, this is a political statement now. He doesn't have my vote. He's a backdoor entry, I call it. And we all know what backdoor entries are. Okay.
That's very good, actually.
Well, it's flavor of the month.
Wow.
That was quite good.
Yeah, I
Tactical.
thought that was quite good.
Yeah.
I mean, my personal opinion is, I keep saying, I am a reformed county councillor, although, when we do stuff like this is for everyone, but the amount of stuff and we actually get from reform.
Okay, we need to round it up. So what I'm going to say now, Tony, thank you very much. Anybody wants to come on the show, any opposite people, nobody's took that offer up, and that's really upsets me. We stand here as Devon County councillors for you. Not one person has actually come and said, I disagree, I want you to come on there. I'd love to have a discussion with somebody, especially a Labour person. I'd eat you for breakfast. That's a challenge.
Well, you'll be polite also.
And you can have a book
I'll
as
be
well
polite. I'm
for
always
coming on.
polite.
Okay.
Have a Matt
So,
Goodwin book.
Please.
What's your final thought, Neil,
Please.
before we sign off?
Okay, next week, please turn in. That'd be interesting. Paul's going to come on. He's done a really, really good thing. Tony?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to next week because we get to see these sort of expenditures, and some of them are quite shocking. Tune in.
I'm going to let you finish the show, Rob.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to episode 54. I think it was a really good podcast, actually. We got some good interchange on a really great topic, really important topic, and thank you all for your comments. Don't forget to get on YouTube and subscribe to Neil's YouTube account. Sorry about that. And hit the subscribe and notify button, okay? That's really going to be useful. So we'll see you next week, same time, same station. Thanks so much.
Remember how it used to be. Now fly your flags and stand with me. We are part of history. Let's write the book for all to see. Let's make this chapter great. Carpe diem. Let's seize this day.